today's lesson, we're going to be creating the Spencer design within AutoCAD. So go ahead and open up your AutoCAD drawing. And if you're following the textbook, it asks you to open up a default template. So, and take a look and analyze the size. Notice that you've got symmetrical left to right, and you've got two radiuses on the ends and two holes. All right, so what we're going to do here is we go essentially to New, and you're going to create a new document based on this AutoCAD settings. All right, so you don't really need to worry about all that, but it's just defaulting into a certain template. All right, so what we'll do then is we're going to set up the units. And so this is the precision that we're going to do, and tenths, hundredths, so 0.00, and we want to kind of follow what the textbook is. And everything else looks pretty good here. And push OK. All right, so we need to start building this part. So before we do that, it's asking us to look at the drawing limits. Now, I typically don't do this, but what it essentially is doing is if you look at the very bottom right, you'll see 23 point, you'll see it moving. It's defining what the size of the work environment is here for you. So if you need to right click, and it should automatically default to this 12 by 9. And again, if it's not working for you, it's not really all that critical. Because you can always, when you're building it, I have you start at the 0, 0, and it's a fixed size part that you're making anyway. Okay, so then you can look at your settings. If you click on the snap settings, there's a couple things that I tend to do. The textbook wants you to use the snap-on. I find this very difficult, but increments of ½ inch can be helpful. And then I always have the polar tracking. You're going to want to make sure that you have these three: the center, the midpoint, and the end point selected. And if you don't have those, it's not going to work for you for this project, all right? Okay, so this is just some of the formalities that the textbook's asking you to do, so make sure that you follow them. Now, if you're looking at this drawing, you're going to notice that you essentially have a rectangle with two radiuses on the outside. So what we're going to do is just first build this rectangle, knowing that we've got this radius of 1.5 inches, and so that means that the height of it is going to be 3 inches. And so I always start at 0, 0. It just makes things much easier. Now there's different ways of doing this, but the fastest way I found is you just point the mouse in the direction, making sure that polar snap is on, so it's going at 90 degrees. And then I typed in the height, which was 3 inches. And then if I hit the cube, that top, it'll automatically center the scale around the part size. All right, so then I'll go take that line, and I'll start at 0, 0 again, and then type in 3 and push, actually 6, push enter, and then I have half of it built here. So my snap setting is already selected, so it's going to snap, and I'll move that out to the right. Now this time I'm actually going to go 2 inches because I'm following the Spencer design part, and I'm going to come down 0.5 inches. So I'm going to type that in and then push enter. And once I have that in, I'll move my mouse to the right. And looking at my drawing, it goes over 2 inches. So I'll type in 2. I'll come up 0.5 and go over 2 inches. And then I can either type it or just go ahead and snap and then push enter. All right, so that is the end of the first lesson.